Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt a quiet pang of grief for the person you used to be? In a world that worships youth, the natural process of aging can feel like a slow, painful loss. But what if everything you have been taught to fear about getting older is completely wrong? For over 2.500 years, Buddhist wisdom has taught that our greatest suffering comes not from the natural flow of life, but from our desperate and exhausting attempt to fight against it. The Buddha shared a powerful secret, the truth of impermanence, that everything is always changing, is not a curse to be feared. It is the very key to our freedom and our peace. In this video, I am going to share 6 incredible Buddhist lessons about getting older that will completely flip your perspective. These are not sad or somber teachings. They are strong, freeing, and profoundly beautiful truths. Stay with me, because you are about to discover how to see aging not as losing something precious, but as discovering something far richer and more meaningful than you ever imagined. Getting older is a path that every single one of us walks. And, if we are being honest, it can sometimes feel like a real and profound challenge. But what if the biggest challenge is not the process of aging itself? What if it is actually about how we react to the natural changes that come with it? We spend so much of our precious energy trying to hold on to things, wishing for perfect moments to last forever, or trying to keep everything and everyone exactly as it is. But what if aging is not something to be afraid of? What if it is something truly amazing to be welcomed? Once you truly take in these lessons, you will begin to see aging not as a process of losing something, but as a journey of discovering something richer, deeper, and more meaningful. Lesson 1. Your name might fade, but your impact lives on. Let us dive into our first big idea, and it may sound a little surprising, even unsettling. At first, it is this: you will likely be forgotten sooner than you think. The amazing career you poured your heart and soul into, the beautiful home filled with a lifetime of memories, even the funny, charming stories you love to tell. Over time, these things can slowly fade from the minds of others. Now, hearing that can feel a bit sad, can't it? We all work so hard, hoping to make a difference and to leave a mark on the world that lasts. But the simple truth is that time moves forward for everyone. Our children grow up and become busy with their own lives. Our friends are living their own stories. And eventually, the world just keeps turning. This is not a tragic thought. It is simply a natural and humble part of being human. But here is the beautiful part, drawn straight from the heart of Buddhist wisdom. The Buddha often spoke of the concept of no self. This is not about you not existing. It is about understanding that we are not fixed, separate, unchanging things. Think of yourself like a wave in a vast ocean. A wave rises, it has a beautiful and unique form, and then it falls, returning to the greater body of water. Just like those waves, we come and we go, leaving behind ripples of our actions and our energy that blend into the huge, interconnected flow of life. Our real goal, then, shouldn't be to have our individual name remembered forever, but to be truly present and fully alive in each precious moment we are given. There is a wonderful Zen story that perfectly explains this. A kind and wise old monk lived in a quiet temple on a mountain. For many years, people from all the surrounding villages knew him and came to him for his gentle advice. One day, a young student asked him, "Master, doesn't it make you sad that when you pass away, people might eventually forget your name?" The old monk smiled softly and pointed to the great river flowing silently past the temple. "Tell me," he said, "where is the water that was here yesterday?" The student thought for a moment, not quite sure what the monk meant. "It has flowed on," the monk continued, "yet the river itself is still here, still nourishing the land, still carving its path. Your name is like the single drop of water. Your impact is the river itself." The message was crystal clear. What truly matters is not the name we leave behind. It is the current of our actions, the goodness we put out into the world, and the kindness we share that truly lasts. Another Zen teacher once said, "A single candle can light 1,000 others without its own flame being diminished." This is such a powerful image. The kindness, the wisdom, and the love you share today do not simply vanish when your name is forgotten. They live on, not in dusty history books, but as a living flame in the hearts of those you have touched. So, let go of the heavy need to be remembered by name. Instead, focus all your energy on living well. Right now, be kind, be present, and let your everyday actions create waves of goodness that spread to others. That is how you build a real, lasting legacy. Lesson 2. Embrace your true radiance, the gift of grown-up beauty. One day, you look in the mirror and you notice something has changed. Your skin is not as smooth as it once was. Your hair might be turning a beautiful silver, and the face looking back at you no longer perfectly matches the one you hold in your memories. In a world that glorifies youth and bombards us with messages to hide every natural sign of age, that moment of recognition can feel heavy. But what if it is not a problem to be solved? What if aging is not a loss of beauty, but a profound transformation of it? In Buddhist philosophy, true beauty is not based on surface-level appearance. It comes from within. It lives in our presence, in our peace, and in the deep compassion we show to others. Every wrinkle on your face holds a story of laughter or concern. Every gray hair is a lesson learned, a hardship overcome. These are not signs of fading. They are the marks of a life that has been fully and bravely lived. There is a beautiful Zen story of an older woman who confided in a monk that she no longer felt beautiful. The monk led her to a quiet temple garden. He first showed her a cherry blossom tree in full, breathtaking bloom, soft, bright, and the very picture of youthful perfection. Then he pointed to an ancient, gnarled pine tree beside it, its bark weathered by 100 winters, its branches strong and deeply rooted. Both are beautiful, he said. One shows the fleeting beauty of youth. The other shows the enduring beauty of strength. True beauty is not lost with age. It evolves. It grows in how we learn to listen with deep patience, how we stay calm through life's many challenges, and how we offer kindness without expecting anything in return. Think about the elders you have most admired in your own life. Was it the smoothness of their skin that moved you, or was it the quiet wisdom in their eyes? the deep warmth of their presence, and the way they made you feel completely seen and safe. Growing older does not mean you are losing something important. It means you are gaining something far deeper. There is an immense power in knowing who you are, and a profound confidence that comes from everything you have faced and overcome. Lesson 3. Befriend your body, your amazing partner in life's journey. Okay, let's talk, with honesty and kindness, about our bodies. Remember when you could just dash up a flight of stairs without a second thought? Now, perhaps, your knees make a little protest, or even a short walk feels like it requires more effort. The body you once relied on so effortlessly might now move more carefully, reminding you with every little ache and creak that things are different. This can sometimes feel as though your own body is letting you down. Right, but the Buddha would gently remind us that this is simply nature at work. Just like a great tree sheds its leaves in the autumn, our bodies also move through their own natural seasons. The real problem is not the changing of our bodies, it is our fierce, desperate desire to hold on to the illusion of unchanging youth. We cling to how we used to be, fighting against what is clearly going to happen, and in that very fight, we create our own unhappiness. The secret to finding peace is not in trying to control the things we cannot, but in learning to adjust with grace. I invite you to think of your body not as something that is failing you, but as your most loyal and constant companion on this entire journey of life. It has been with you through every single step, from your first breath to this very moment. It has battled sickness for you. It has handled immense stress, and it has adapted to everything you have asked of it, day in and day out. Instead of getting frustrated when it slows down or asks for more care, why not offer it your deepest gratitude and appreciation? Healthy, graceful aging is not about trying to pretend you are still 20. It is about learning to listen with deep respect to the body you have now. It is about nurturing it, moving with it, and befriending its changes with a sense of grace. This shift from fighting our bodies to partnering with them is a profound one. But how do we do it? What are the practical, daily ways we can nurture this partnership, manage the inevitable pains with wisdom, and cultivate a sense of vitality that is not dependent on age? And what about the mind? How do we handle the fear and loss that can accompany this journey? That is where we will go next. Healthy, graceful aging is not about trying to pretend that you are still 20. It is about learning to listen with deep respect to the body you have now. It is about truly caring for the amazing, resilient person you are in this present moment. This means moving your body in ways that feel good and nourishing, giving it wholesome food, and allowing it the profound gift of rest when it needs to. It is about shifting your perspective from seeing your body as a machine that is breaking down, to honoring it as a wise old friend who has always been there for you. There is a beautiful story that helps us understand this shift in perspective. An old monk, as he aged, found it harder and harder to do his daily temple chores. He used to be able to easily carry heavy water buckets from the well, but now his arms trembled under the weight. One evening, feeling deeply frustrated with his limitations, he asked his teacher, "Master, why is my body letting me down? It used to do everything I commanded. The teacher smiled gently and handed the old monk a beautiful but cracked clay pot. "This pot," he said, "once held water perfectly. Now it leaks a little. Does that mean it is useless?" The monk shook his head. "No, master, it still holds some water. And doesn't that still serve a purpose?" The teacher asked, "And what of the water that drips out? Does it not nourish the small flowers that grow along the path to the well?" The old monk suddenly understood. His body was like that pot. It had changed. It had its cracks, but it still had a profound purpose and was still deeply valuable. And so are you. Aging is about seeing what beautiful qualities remain, not just what might have changed. Maybe you can no longer sprint, but you can still enjoy a peaceful, mindful walk. Perhaps you cannot lift heavy weights, but you can still carry immense love, profound wisdom, and a rich tapestry of life experience. Your hands might be less steady, but they can still reach out to offer comfort and kindness. Instead of seeing your changing body as something that has turned against you, see it as a loyal partner that has served you faithfully for decades. Your body has been your vehicle, your protector, and your only true home in this life. It deserves your deep respect, your gentle care, and your endless patience. So, what can you do? Listen to your body instead of fighting its signals. If it asks for rest, then rest without guilt. If intense movement is hard, find gentle and joyful ways to stay active, like mindful stretching or swimming. If it aches, treat it with kindness, not frustration. It is not failing you. It is simply changing and adapting, just as all of nature does. And most importantly, do not let physical changes stop you from living your life to the fullest. A body that feels less strong does not mean a spirit that is weak. Lesson 4. Relationships grow and change, and that is natural. Now, let us explore a deeply human experience that can sometimes bring a sharp pang to our hearts: the changing nature of our relationships as we get older. You might notice that people you once shared everything with begin to drift away. Close friends become distant. Family members you once called often become rare visitors. Some connections simply fade, leaving a quiet space where laughter once echoed. It is so easy to take this personally, to let our minds spin stories of doubt. Did I do something wrong? Was I not a good enough friend? Was I not enough? But here is a core teaching from Buddhist philosophy that offers immense comfort. Everything in life is always changing. And this includes our sacred bonds with others. People enter our lives for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. They often appear when we need them most, and they may move on when their part in our personal journey shifts. Just like the seasons cycle, the people around us naturally evolve and move in their own different directions. There is a beautiful story from the Buddhist tradition that helps us grasp this idea. A young monk once asked his wise teacher, "Master, why does it hurt so much when people we love depart from our lives?" The teacher led him to a peaceful riverbank and pointed to the continuously flowing water. "See how this river moves," he said. "Every single drop of water flows onward, never holding still in one place. Some drops journey together for a time, blending and dancing side by side in the same current. Others separate quickly, carried along by a different eddy. The young monk sat in silence, watching the river, finally understanding that true love does not mean owning or holding on to someone. Our sadness often comes not from their departure, but from our deep-seated refusal to accept that their presence was never meant to be permanent. So, instead of clinging to connections that are no longer present, shift your focus to treasuring the relationships that remain. Pour your precious energy into the people who bring you peace, joy, and a sense of belonging. And just as importantly, keep your heart open to new relationships. There is always room for fresh connections. No matter your age, life continually offers opportunities for new bonds if you remain receptive to them. Practice letting go with grace. Honor what was, deeply appreciate what is, and embrace with an open heart what is yet to unfold. Lesson 5. You are not your productivity. Find worth beyond doing. Let's talk about something that can feel surprisingly heavy as we get older. The feeling of no longer being useful. Maybe you have retired from a long and meaningful career, or perhaps you are no longer the go-to person for everything at work or in your family. The days are not packed with tasks and deadlines the way they used to be. And in that newfound quiet, you might start to wonder, what am I even contributing anymore? Or worse, do I still matter? It is a quiet, creeping fear, and so many people carry it in silence. We live in a world that relentlessly measures our value by our output, how much we can do, how busy we appear, how fast we can respond, how much we achieve. So, it is no surprise that when life naturally slows down, we can start to feel like we are fading into the background, becoming irrelevant. But here is where Buddhist wisdom can completely and beautifully change the way you see yourself. The Buddha taught that your true value is not, and has never been, tied to your achievements or your level of activity. You are not just a worker, a parent, a provider, or a doer. Those are simply roles you have played, and you have likely played them well, but they are not the core of who you are. Your deepest, most intrinsic worth comes from your very presence, your awareness, your kindness, and your capacity for peaceful being. There is a lovely Zen saying, sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes, and the grass grows by itself. It reminds us that just being can be an incredibly powerful and generative act. Your calm presence, your patient listening ear, your warm and steady energy, those are profound gifts to the world. You do not have to be constantly moving or producing to make a difference. In fact, think about the people who have impacted your own life the most. Was it their busyness and productivity that left a lasting mark, or was it the way they made you feel seen, heard, and safe in their presence? There's a story from a Buddhist temple where an elderly monk grew older and began doing less and less of the physical chores around the monastery. One day, a younger, more ambitious monk complained, "He doesn't do anything anymore." The wise teacher replied, "But you do not understand. His silence brings balance to our community. His peace settles the energy of the entire temple." That is such a powerful reminder. Your energy, your wisdom, your very state of being still matters immensely, even when you are no longer doing as much. Lesson 6. You will lose people you love, but love never leaves you. In this last part, we will speak with honesty and gentleness about one of life's most profound and inevitable experiences, saying goodbye to those we care about. As the years go by, it is a simple truth that we will face loss more often. Parents, siblings, friends, sometimes even children, one by one, they may leave this world, and no matter how much we think we can prepare for it, nothing truly prepares us for that deep, hollow ache of loss. Sadness is not something we just get over. It is a feeling we learn to carry with us, a new companion on our journey forward. But Buddhist wisdom offers a powerful and deeply comforting truth in the face of this great pain. Love itself never truly dies. The people you have lost actually live on within you. They live in the wisdom they shared with you, in the funny stories they told, and in every single bit of love they poured into your life. Each time you speak their name, or apply their wise advice, or share the unique kindness they showed you with someone else, they are still present. There is an ancient Buddhist story about a woman named Kissa Gotami. When her only young son died, she was overcome with a grief so powerful it bordered on madness. She carried his small body from home to home, begging for a medicine that could bring him back. Finally, a wise man sent her to the Buddha, who told her, "I can help you, but first, you must bring me a single mustard seed from a house in the village that has never known death." Filled with a desperate new hope, she knocked on every single door in the village. At each house, the people were willing to give her a seed, but when she asked if they had ever known death in their home, every family had their own story of loss, a parent, a spouse, a child. She searched everywhere, but there was not a single home untouched by grief. In that moment, her personal, isolating agony transformed into a deep, compassionate understanding. She realized that her devastating grief was not a solitary punishment. It was the universal price of love. It was the sacred thread that connected her to all of humanity. This story teaches us that while loss is universal, so is the love that makes loss so painful. Grief is, in its essence, just love with nowhere to go. Instead of wishing the pain away, we can learn to transform it into a profound gratitude. Instead of focusing only on what we have lost, we can learn to cherish all the wonderful, beautiful gifts we were given. As you have learned from these 6 lessons, aging is not the end of your story, it is the deepening of it. Every goodbye you have endured, every change you have faced, and every line on your face tells a tale of courage, of connection, and of a life fully lived. Society might try to tell us that we are fading, but Buddhism reminds us that we are not fading at all. We are becoming more compassionate, more free, and more truly ourselves. Do not be afraid of the mirror. Do not be afraid of the quiet. These moments hold profound treasures, the love you have shared, the wisdom you now carry, and the deep, unshakable peace you can find in simply being. That is the real legacy of a life well lived. The truth is, you are not growing old, you are growing whole. If these lessons have resonated with your heart, I warmly invite you to join our community of mindful learners. Please like this video to help its wisdom find others who may need it. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell for more gentle teachings on living a life of peace and meaning. And now, I would love to hear from you. In the comments below, please share which of these 6 lessons you needed to hear the most today. Your reflection might be the very thing that brings comfort and a sense of connection to someone else in our community. Thank you for walking this path with us. Breathe, smile, and welcome this next chapter of your life, not with fear, but with a wide open heart. Until next time.